Hi guys, and welcome to another video. In today's video I'm going to be showing you a black zone farm with a friend. You can't really do this solo. You could, but I don't think it'd be worth it. But with a friend it's quite easy to do, quite efficient, and definitely worth it. So in this video I'm running the cleric cowl, the cleric robe and knight's boots with the curse staff and shield. I'm not running a mount, I'm not running a bag, just running the cape for the energy regen. So in this video I want to just talk about a couple of things. Things like black zones, because so many people are scared about them. Sorry, I've just seen another player down there. So many people are scared about them. They just don't want to risk their gear. Once you get a point where you can sustain tier 4 stuff, we're only running in tier 4, tier 5 stuff. And I'm only running them because I can craft my own. Okay, so he's in a lot of gear. Yeah, so a lot of people don't want to risk higher level gear, and I can understand it. I don't really want to fight this guy. I don't really want to fight this guy. So a lot of people don't want to risk their gear, and understandably they've put effort in to get gear, they don't want to risk it. But the higher level zones have multiplying XP, so actually it's so good and efficient to farm in black zones. Not a lot of people are doing it, and if you can run in with one other person, it's not like you need to run in with a guild full of people, just one other person, and we're clearing this just fine and getting 200, close to 200 XP per mob. And there's plenty of mobs around. Like that was the first player we've seen in over an hour's worth of farming. Okay. When I play bad, it makes this a little bit harder. But that's kind of why I'm running the knight boots. This is not ideal. So, it's not going particularly ideal. This is a particularly nasty pull just because of the stairs, and the crossbowman does a lot of damage with his telegraph. But yeah, so we're getting so much fame for this, and actually when we kill this mob here I'm going to show you just the breakdown of the fame. So we got 83 extra fame purely for being in a black zone. Like, it's so efficient. And then we're going to go inside. We're getting a lot more silver as well. So in the last hour I've farmed just 11k silver just from flat farming mobs. There's no other reason for it. What I have noticed is the mobs outside tend to be a lot harder than the mobs inside. The mobs inside do give less fame. But if you get a rare boss spawn, we believe there's 2 types of boss spawns, and they potentially get better with better mobs. He can drop artifacts and things like that. So we are still getting 200 fame for a kill. Like, that's a lot of fame. You can solo these. I have soloed these. Another guildie of mine has been soloing these today as well, and he was getting close to 400 fame. I wouldn't do this if you haven't got the Reaver to kill T6, but you could potentially go to a T5 if you've only got the T4 level Reaver. You just do the max you can do, but black and red zones are so much more worth it if you can afford to expend a bit of gear. So nothing I'm running now is valuable to me. I have a full set of T6 gear or T5.2 gear that if I really wanted I could go and run in that, but I would be a little bit upset if I lost that. And this is it, you only run what you can afford to lose, but we aren't struggling to kill things at all. That pull outside was the exception rather than the rule. But it's really simple, so we might get 2 mobs here. I'm actually just going to ice block that telegraph. I swear by ice block. It's such a good skill for PvE and PvP. Like in that situation, there's nowhere I really could have run. We are getting a lot of silver. You get more silver based on the zone as well. So as you see before, and you'll see it on this one as well, you're getting, I think it's about 50 silver per mob we're getting just because it's a black zone, which is quite extreme really. There you go. we got 49 extra silver just for being in a black zone. And that's shared between us as well. So we both got that. That's quite an extreme amount, really. So we're going to look at my damage here. I actually got stunned. That's unfortunate. So we'll do it on the next one. I'll take a quick regen after the next one, and I'm going to try and just do as much damage as I can to the mob after it, and we'll see how quickly I can actually kill these. But it isn't particularly long, it isn't particularly hard. So let's get my energy back and we'll go for the next mob. I do recommend taking a couple of things of food with you, just to be sure. Oh, I didn't actually show where it was. So with my guild town being in Limhurst, which is back here. So Limhurst is here. We ran up here to this harbour, and we ran from this harbour up here using the boats, which were free, and we ran through here until Ribcage Step. But there's so many different black zones around here, and they're easy to get to. So let's go for the next mob. There is a patrol here, and I don't want to risk us struggling with him. There goes me then standing in the trap. But I haven't used my beam here, which is my highest single target DPS spell, and he still dies ridiculously quick. So the boss here, we leashed the last time we killed it. I don't think we need to, because these mobs here don't really do anything. Oof. He does, though. So there's definitely ways to make this a lot cleaner. We aren't doing this particularly efficiently at all. And actually you could bring... So we were actually farming with 3 before. Our third was running with a pike, and he was kind of tanking for us, which I think is what making this a little bit harder. I'm going to have to ice block the next time. Ice blocking's not ideal because it doesn't always go off in time. But we just got 1300 fame split between us for that, and then loot on top of that. It wasn't particularly much, but it's something. And we got a fair bit of silver. I think it was like 700 silver between the two of us. Sorry, 1400 shared between two. So yeah, this video is kind of a case of trying to explain to people that red zones, black zones, you don't have to be scared of them. I wouldn't run my best gear in them, truthfully, just because of the way things work at the moment. But there's no reason not to do them in like lower gear. It cost me, if I was to buy everything in this setup, the cleric helmet cost me about 1,000. The robe cost me, I think it was about 1,000 again. The night boots cost me a little bit more because they're quite expensive at the moment. At maybe like 1,200, 1,300. The weapons, if I was to run T4, and there really isn't much of a difference between them, the T4 ones again would cost me maybe 2k to build. So my whole setup at the moment is probably worth somewhere in the region of maybe 5k, and so far I've earned, I started at 158k when I started this about an hour ago, and I'm now at 173 with a couple of resources, and that's just passive farming. We did a lot of that was fighting mobs, animals, as opposed to fighting humanoids. Definitely think humanoids is the way to go because you kind of recover your losses. These crossbowmen, by the way, be careful of them if you do come here to farm. They do a lot of damage. The squires do nothing, but the crossbowmen do that nasty telegraph, and you're pretty much always going to get hit by one tick of that. So you can run inside. The inside mobs are easier to kill. I think you do get a little less fame. But if you look here, there is actually 2 green dungeons, one after another. So you could actually effectively run one run round, run the other, kill the boss, and keep doing that. I'm actually going to kill him. Oh, that's a shame. There was no purpose to killing him. So I believe that skull is where there's been recent PvP action, so there's probably a skull above us now for other people to see. If that guy comes back, he's definitely going to lose a 2v1 because we have a healer and myself who... Cursed Staffs are like one of the highest sustained DPS ranged in the game. I think crossbows are a lot burstier. Bows are just safer. I would say, I believe dual swords are the tankiest, the highest base damage. Pikes are probably one of the safest melees just because of the range they've got. They have the same range as a Cursed Staff. Like, you can see how extreme that could be. But look at the mob density here. So if you're running skinning or cotton, this place is amazing to go. The amount of nodes you're going to find here is crazy. That was a T5 mob, so if you go to your local yellow zone or maybe a red zone if you want to push it, kill a T5 mob, just see what the difference is between them. He's actually run round to see if he could get the drop on us, I think. That's not a problem. I'm only going to kill him if he comes near me. There you go. You get a lot more of the enhanced mats here as well. So as you can see, there's a green node over here, there's a blue node there, there's a green node there. That's quite extreme, really. I need to help my healer out. He's a squishy boy. Just in case you're interested, by the way, I'm actually running... This is a guildie I'm running with. He is running Cleric Knight, so he's running the same armour setup as me. I think it's probably the strongest for PvP. He is running the Holy Staff with a book. Again, not running a bag or a mount, it's just unnecessary. I'd run a bag if you're gathering stuff. But yeah, I would recommend bringing Carrot Soup to this. It's definitely worth it. Just the speed at which it regens, and it means that I don't have to run Mend Wounds on my R. I can run something else on my chest, like the Cleric Invulnerability, which is what I actually use it for. But yeah, so I hope I've given you another place that you can have a look at. If there's anything else that you want to know of, any other zones you're interested in, or any questions you want to ask, either leave comments down below or head over to my stream, Guskey, Twitch, and ask them. The idea of me doing this, the reason I want to do this, is because I want to build a community. I want people to have a place where they can come and ask questions, and I'll be able to get answers without people thinking, oh, you're stupid, why are you asking that? Because I'm not here to judge you. Everyone's still learning about this game. No one has reached 100% the end game yet. No one's in full T8.3 gear or 0.4 gear. No one's running full artifacts. No one's at that point. Everybody is still learning. So for now, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and catch you later, guys.